Hello, this is Miss Yoshiko. Have you ever seen origami cubes and stars like these? Did you know that these are easier to make than a crane? All you have to do is fold this simple shape several times and assemble them. No glue, no tape. 6 pieces make a cube and 12 make a star. In this video, I'll first show you how to make this origami cube and then the same cube using pre-printed paper to make a block, and then a star. All the pieces are folded exactly the same way. For the cube, you will need 6 square pieces of paper. These are Japanese origami paper, and if you can find these, they're great because they're thin but strong and made for folding. The 6" by 6" paper will make a 2" cube and a 4" star. You can use smaller or larger paper so long as they're the same size and perfect squares, or as close as possible. For the first cube, I recommend starting with 3 colors, 2 pieces each. You can make a square out of a rectangular paper by just folding it up diagonally and cutting across this line. This paper turned out to be thinner than regular copying paper and were much easier to fold. Then find a flat surface and you're ready to fold. First, put the colored side down and fold it in half. The more precisely you fold, the sharper it will look in the end. This will come with practice, so don't worry too much. Just take your time and fold as neatly as you can. Open up and fold the 2 edges to the center line that you just folded. Make sure to run your finger over the folded lines to make them nice and crisp. Now the other side. Open up again, and with the folded lines horizontally placed, find the bottom right corner and fold it up to the first line. So this is the first line, and align this edge to this corner. Rotate it and repeat. Now we're going to fold these 2 back where it was. And this is a little bit tricky, so I'm going to draw on this to make it easier to visualize. Follow this line and imagine there's a line here. And follow this line and imagine a line that goes here. Now pick up this corner and fold it along this line. And make the corner sharp. Make sure this edge aligns with the top edge. And press on the fold. Rotate. And do the same. Fold along this line. And press well. Now, you open it up for the last time and you tuck these underneath the other side. Now, the first side's easy, and the second side you'll have to roll up, lift it a little bit, roll it over, and then slide it in. We're almost there. This is the basic shape, and we need to make the flaps that connect the 2 pieces. So turn it over, and again imagine a line that goes here and also here. You see the square that will become the face of the cube. So this point folds over to this point, and you fold on this line. And it's very important to press this fold very firmly. And you fold this point to over here. And press both folds really well. So these two triangles will be the flaps that connect to the other piece, and the square in the center with the 4 lines or the 4 pockets will become the face. So to make a cube, you will need altogether 6. And for a star, you will need altogether 12. The only difference between the star and the cube is that with the star, after you fold it, like for the cube, you'll fold it across this line and have an extra diagonal fold in the center. So 12 of these will make a star, 6 of these will make a cube. To make an origami cube, you will need 6 of these modules. You can use any color, but for the first one, it's good practice to use 3 colors, 2 pieces each, because it guides you with the assembly. Before you assemble though, stack them up to make sure that they're identical. So stack them all up and make sure they're all the same shape. Sometimes you find mirror pieces that look like this. This happens when you fold the wrong corners. If you find any of these, just unfold it, and you realize that it folded the wrong corners. So unfold the corners, unfold the other corner, and go back to folding it how it should have been. And see, it'll look fine. And other times you find pieces that look like this, where you don't have 4 lines in the center. This happens when you are in a hurry and you forget to tuck these pieces underneath the other side. All you have to do is tuck them underneath and you'll be set. So after you inspect them and they're all stacked well and they all have 4 pockets in the center, we're ready to assemble. Pick up 2 pieces, different colors, turn one 90 degrees, and this flap would go into this pocket halfway through, just like this. And find a matching color and insert it from the other side, just like this. So this face is complete. Now we want to do another face, the 3rd color, and slide in one, and you can see how the cube would work. You need to fold these flaps into the pockets, but you don't want to disassemble them, so you curl the tip and slide it in without pulling them apart so much. So curl it and slide them in. And now we have 2 pieces left, and we have 2 faces left. This one has 1 flap, and this one already has 2 flaps. So usually it's best to avoid these till the end because they're more difficult to assemble. So in this case, we want to find something that would fit here, and that would be purple to match this face. Slide it in and gently slide it in. Sometimes when you're not used to it, it might tear, but that's all right. You'll still make a pretty sturdy cube. And sometimes you lose a flap inside. Try to open it up, take it out, make sure they're all outside, and then gently slide them in. And after you slide the last piece in, you're set. This is the exact same cube as the one we just made. Instead of origami paper, it uses pre-printed paper like these. You can print the attached document out on color and it will end up with 6 pieces. One that will have 2 green squares, 2 which will have 1 green and 1 brown, and 3 that have all brown. And you fold it just like you did with the cube, but you start vertically. So you would put the printed side on the table and your first fold will look like this. And after you fold the horizontal lines, you will fold the corners and fold the corners to make a parallelogram. To make the individual pieces. Since this uses regular copying paper, it's rather stiff, so I recommend that you fold down all 4 lines at the end, and also take care folding up the flaps and pressing it down tightly so that it would end up in a nice square instead of a roundish square. To assemble, you will need three brown pieces, one with a green on top and a brown on the bottom, and one that has 2 green triangles on the face. As the colors would guide you, you can turn the one green piece sideways and slide it in, and also the other green piece to make the top. And we will use the brown pieces to make the sides. And another brown piece to finish off the sides. And finally, another brown piece to close the bottom. And make sure to gently fold in, slide in the flaps, and you have a cube. Sometimes you might end up with cubes like this, where the edges aren't quite sharp. In that case, make sure to fold the last flap really tightly. And sometimes you end up with these white spaces that don't quite disappear, no matter what you do. That's okay. Try and cut it out to exactly the same size and see if you can fold it as neat as possible. These paper are very difficult to fold, so just keep trying to make them, and they're still a lot of fun to make. To make a star, you will need 12 pieces of paper. Or you can use whatever color you want. I recommend that you start by using 4 colors because it will guide you through the assembly. After you fold each piece of paper just like for the cube, turn it the other way around and fold across this diagonal line. And this will be ready to be assembled into a star. As with the cube, make sure all the pieces are identical by stacking them. and making sure that the pockets are folded correctly. Now pick one each of the 4 colors and lay them out like a windmill. So this goes up, this goes sideways, this is vertical, and this is horizontal. Pick up the 2 on the bottom and slide in the flap. Rotate it and slide in this in here, and rotate once more to put the 4th piece in here. And here you can see that this flap goes in to complete the windmill. I'm going to call this a windmill. It has 1 of each 4 colors, and it comes together in these 4 ridges. And now the star is made of these 4 ridges and the triangular pyramid. You can see that we can make a pyramid here. So let's look which color would look good to complete the match. So this purple here, so find the same color and create a triangular pyramid. Turn it around and you can see another place to make a triangular pyramid. And you can make a windmill here, or you can make a triangular pyramid here. Whichever works. Just look where this will go and either create a pyramid or a windmill. And sometimes you'll end up making both as you get closer to completing the star. So here I just made a triangle, and if let me see, I can put another of this blue piece to complete this face, which will make a windmill here. And here, this face already has 2 flaps, so I'm going to keep this to the last piece. I'm going to look elsewhere to finish first. So here I find a place for the white to go in, and this will go to the other side, while this purple will complete the pyramid. I've got 2 more pieces to go, and remember, this will be the last piece, so let's do the other piece in here. And so you can, doesn't have a correct order, just be careful to curl the tips and slide it in without making them loose. And here's the last piece. If you want to make an ornament, you can put something in here before you close it and attach a string to it, and it will be a nice ornament. And sometimes you end up with big holes like this, which you can slowly adjust to make it look a little bit nicer. And we have a star. The origami stars are called Kusudama in Japanese. My mother taught me how to make them when I was in elementary school. Later on, I found out that this style of assembling multiple pieces is called unit origami or modular origami. And this most well-known style is called the Sonobe module. There are many variations created by various designers, and my favorite variation, which isn't too hard to make, is called the pinwheel, and it looks like this. The individual pieces look like this, very similar to the one that we just made. I will attach a link for how to make it, but it has one pocket in the center and you slide into flaps from both sides, which creates a pinwheel on the face. I thought this was very neat. Do have a look at the other books and resources online, and I hope you enjoy making more of these at home. Thank you for watching.